Hey everyone. Because I don't get no, not because of that actually. I was going to say because I don't get listened to as to what I'm actually saying, like it doesn't actually get heard because there's still this separation game thing going on with, 3D is powerful, and yet we know putting all our eggs into the 3D basket is not powerful because we're evolving beings, the planet is evolving, so why would you do that? So that heaviness of putting everything into a separation mentality 3D actually slows down those doing it. And where you allow new to occur, new is lighter. It's not heavy. Why is there new? Well, it's opposite to old for transformation. So we're evolving, transforming beings. So it just makes common sense. And yeah, Matthias will do all he can to use the light and my energy field to slow me down from my thought process of what I'd like to offer. But yeah, I've done that much talking this morning because there's consciousness that doesn't get put in place for an easy process due to 3D separation persistence, an outcome that someone may be over involved in and expecting the middle process to deliver that outcome. But yet, there is not one way of doing things, because firstly, it takes more than one person. So how does the other operate is the stepping stones to crossing into the 5D, across that bridge. So if you're in 3D with that separation, with the concept of 3D, you're not in 5D yet because your emphasis is still on 3. And that means you still need to walk a process. You can't just have an outcome. And so, picturing a bridge, I'm on one railing of the bridge, like holding onto it, I guess, walking on one side of the bridge, and 3D is on the other. And so on my side, at the same starting point, and we're still in like 3D mentality, so it's there, but I don't stay in it because I know the 5D, what it takes and what it means. And so if someone's on the other side with the other railing and they're just holding on to the 3D and they say to me, I want to get over there. Well, I'll walk across with them and offer my process. Am I going to join their 3D mentality when they haven't done that yet? No, of course not. So this is what I mean, where the 3D can't hear what the 5D is saying. They've actually got to walk it themselves. But you can walk the path with, obviously, people, the mentality that is still like heavy boots, survival, suffering as a part of getting what we want, which is all limitation thought process, because we don't have to suffer, because suffering brings more suffering. Fearing the new brings more fear. You don't actually move into the new. So you have to put one foot in front of the other and create your life experience, and walk it with those who have your best and highest interest. Not only your best and highest interest because you're a fellow human being, but the fact that they've walked a path to get themselves there, and they would like to offer themselves crossing it. And so that's what we're all doing for each other, realizing we are not going to stay in the same systems. Clock just finished at 6 minutes. It was a nice round number, a good number 6, and I think I covered that point. And if, I just need to have a stretch, sorry. Okay. I was going to finish there, but the breath and that stretch just was another wave of sharing. Let me explain that wave of sharing, okay? So, about the facts that I was just talking about, if the 3D keeps struggling and it's essentially not allowing itself to go forward, and so it tries to stay the same the best it can and have that impact or influence on life itself, that life should stay the same, then what's going to happen is you can't stop the 5D light, especially once you've crossed the bridge, and you can go backwards and forwards all the freaking time because you know how you can assist, how you can keep growing, etc. as a soul here for this time. So the only thing that ends up happening is that the 3D struggle creates more of a determined focus for the light of 5D. So like there's no actually, once you evolve, you don't want to go back and stay any old way. You actually just shine brighter and offer more of who your soul has come to keep expressing itself into being. So life just gets better and better. And yeah, there's a slower momentum if 3Ders don't allow themselves some pulling apart, shift and change to let more in. So, you know, everyone is a student and a teacher all the freaking time, and it's good to be open to that. Like, because the only way you get better as the teacher you are, so like we all are a teacher in some way, right? It doesn't matter what age you get to. It doesn't stop and you've learned all you need to know, etc. Because you're a student and teacher of life. Staying open helps you become a better form of you, of your offering to the world. So don't ever block out when you know someone has good intent, even if it might be a constructive criticism. You know, it does take a breath into, this person does have good intent for me, and they can see that I'm doing something that doesn't serve my growth, or if I stop doing that, I might be able to try a different way that actually serves what they can see in me. You know? So that's why it's really just any teachers I've worked with, I see how they hold their space because their purest intent is going to show up, that they literally want to help the person know their strengths, know their own strengths, so that they won't always need what is perceived at this time as their teacher. You know what I mean? Yeah, you'll need your teacher less and less as you develop your own strengths. That's what we all want for everybody, because you know, out of 8 billion of us, you don't want to have, like, you know, people always needing you as well. You're here to spread your wings and like expand. But you'll always have, you know, well, not always, but you'll stay connected to some teachers that, you know, as you evolve, they're evolving too. So you kind of perhaps soul tribe. So you'll keep connection like that. But no one actually has to be like just the one teacher or something, or always needing, because you need that your own constitution, which is solely the fact that you and all of us are divine construct, and relying on that helps us become more of who we are, like developing your understanding, your strength of yourself, how you work with the universe and your intuitive guidance, how you keep an open ear to other teachers, and be a student, and also become a better teacher yourself. All of humbled life experience. It's just humbling and offering, because there's growth and humbled, and growth and expansion and humbled. That you're here in this expansive experience to expand, and you must ground it as human. You're a humbled human having soul expansion. That's the way the soul likes it, that the human doesn't run away and spend time in ego. That it actually grounds more of its expansion, because that's how you're going to offer more. Ground your light. Because the soul is one with heaven, higher vibe. So, you know, if you lower it and play in another field of awareness, then your soul is just like, it's going to have discrepancies with you. You're going to wonder why something's not happening or whatever. Because the soul wants you to expand. Not let the ego take over, because that's not expansion. So we got to keep evolving, shedding layers to really feel content and confident in trust that the soul is an unknown, beautiful and wonderful experience. And catch ourselves when it doesn't feel beautiful and wonderful, because we're probably trying to hold something too tight or in place, which is just like ego manifest, because you'll get all sorts of worries, concerns, doubts, and it's clouding your judgment. It's not truly your soul. So it's all 3D old interplay for every human experience. If you're reliant more on that, and not stepping out of it more and more with the shedding. Excuse me. So, let's all walk across the bridge together. Bye for now.